You may be wondering why we decided to unearth all these old files.
Everything happens for a reason.
The moment Lise Clarkson's body was found, we did the best we could to start our own local investigation. But there wasn't much we could actually investigate due to the damage caused by the hurricane.
Then we assume you also questioned everyone who worked in the warehouse.
Of course. We questioned all the Clarkson Food Delivery Services employees who staffed the warehouse and its owner. But we still have yet to obtain any key testimonies.
Par for the course with a 14-year-old case, if you ask me.
Not to mention how bad the timing was. Most of the employees were on vacation.
So, you gave up on the investigation and came to see us instead. Remember what happened, my fairy? That warehouse. That man. So incoherent. Such a pain.
Hey, are you talking about the guy who managed the vault where Lisa's body was found? Yeah, I think he started working there in 2005. Remember, Aaliyah? You said he was a pain to deal with, too.
The large man, yes? No need to answer. If you don't want to. I'm sure you've already put him under surveillance. Textbook FBI protocol. Isn't there someone else you should have talked to before coming to us?
We were unable to reach Patricia Clarkson. You look surprised. I thought you already knew. After all, you visited Louisiana last week. We assumed you met with her during your time there.
We haven't been to Louisiana. Not in 14 years.
Is that so?
We've been right here in our apartment this entire time. That man is our witness. Aren't you, Simon?
He's right. He didn't even take a single step outside on Christmas Eve, which means that I didn't get to either.
Are you positive about that? I took the liberty of checking some airline records. Last Friday, the name Billy Bishop was listed on a morning flight out of Boston. This is the fake name you used to use as an agent, isn't it?
A mere coincidence.
Yet that's not all. That evening on the same day, a man with a large scar on his forehead allegedly purchased an '89 Cadillac from a small used car lot in Le Carré. He reportedly said he wanted something old, big, and strong. The owner of the car lot felt it was a strange order, so it stuck in his mind.
Our world is filled with mysteries. And they always have the most bizarre time.
Incidentally, on the following day, an identical Cadillac was taken to a scrapyard in Trenton, New Jersey.
You can find that type of car anywhere. Isn't that right, my fairy?
Morgan's right. Everything happens for a reason. Even this messy room. There must be a reason for it. Especially when it comes to those strangely tidy spots. They're practically begging me to question them.
Ich wollte gerade sagen, seltsam aufgeräumt. Kann ich mich jetzt mal wenigstens ein bisschen wieder umgucken? Nee, ne? Darf ich wieder nicht. Aber wozu dieses... Wozu das? Warte mal, aufgebrauchte Infusion, war die gerade eben auch schon da? Ich weiß es nicht genau. Aber gefühlt bringt mir dieses Feature gar nicht. Aber wenigstens wird jetzt erklärt, wie sie auf den gekommen sind. Also, dass er darüber geflogen ist. eingebrauchten Wagen haben wollte. Das mit dem speziellen Einfall, ich dachte jetzt irgendein Kühlsystem oder so, das habe ich jetzt... Oder ich habe nicht richtig aufgepasst, weiß ich nicht. Konnte jetzt auf jeden Fall nicht rausholen. Jetzt weiß ich aber wenigstens, wie sie darauf gekommen sind. Ich schätze mal, sie werden ihn verdächtigen, dass er selbst der Mörder war und das jetzt irgendwie zugeben will oder so, keine Ahnung. Aber wir haben auf jeden Fall erstmal wieder ein paar Sachen, die wir noch... Also wir werden uns, glaube ich, doch noch ein bisschen länger, wie ich dachte, in der Wohnung hier aufhalten. Aber so ist es nun mal. Dementsprechend, es fühlt sich schon ein bisschen, als ob es sich zieht an. Also ich weiß ja ungefähr, wie lange das Spiel geht. Zumindest bei den Walkthroughs habe ich soweit gesehen. Und ich kann mir ja denken, wie lange ich da brauche. Aber... Ich kann mir gut vorstellen, wenn das so in einigen Passagen weitergeht, dass sich das doch sehr es zieht sich. Und ich finde es erstmal noch nicht schlimm, ne? Bei einer Kriminalgeschichte ist das alles noch okay, aber wenn das immer und wieder kommen sollte, wird das, glaube ich, eher problematisch werden. Naja.
Poly-MVA supplements.
Mhm.
And a home IV kit. It's probably filled with highly concentrated vitamin C.
Kann man das nicht auch trinken? War hochkonzentriert. Also ja, da hast du Packungen, glaube ich, für ein paar Tage. Aber ich sag mal so, einfach als Sprudeltablette oder so oder als kleines Pulver gibt es ja auch, wo es dann auch locker den Vitamin C-Haushalt deckt. Deswegen, also wenn da nicht noch mehr drin ist, ist das für mich ein bisschen komisch.
He said that being on the verge of death is intriguing. But then why does he have such an elaborate home medical care setup?
Vielleicht, weil er im Inneren immer noch Angst davor hat. Was heißt immer noch? Oder doch Angst davor hat.
How does he truly feel?
Aber das mit Vitamin, das... Obwohl, ich werde es mal einfach machen, weil ich da im Schnitt relativ faul bin. Ich werde mir alles erstmal ansehen und dann untersuchen wir gleich hintereinander weg, ne?
DVDs are all over the place. I know that he's a shut-in, but this still seems like way too many for one person.
Nee, eigentlich ist das wenig. Also der lebt ja jetzt schon seit Jahren hier. Und wenn der mal einen ganzen Tag nichts anderes macht, außer Filme gucken, dann schafft er bestimmt seine, weiß ich nicht, 5 bis 6, je nachdem wie lang die gehen. Also, und dann arbeitet sich schon ein Stapel, sage ich mal, schon schnell ab. Also.
And I've never heard of any of these titles before.
Ja, sind halt alles Indie-Filme. Was willst du machen? So, aber wie gesagt, das werde ich aber auch als letztes machen, weil das ist mir doch schon auch alleine aufgefallen. Ja.
This room's a total mess. But certain spots look perfectly clean.
Das ist eigentlich die einzigste Stelle.
Is it just a coincidence?
Nein, da stand vorher was.
No. There are no coincidences with this man.
Mhm. Alles klar, dann gehen wir mal, ich fange mal bei dem uninteressantesten, hallo? Bei dem uninteressantesten an und dann, ja, mal gucken, was er zu sagen hat.
A stinking indulgence. And a massive DVD collection. You must live a very comfortable life.
We're retired, remember?
Retired in your 40s. I'm envious.
But who doesn't love movies, Belle?
I'm not a fan.
Oh, that won't do. You should dedicate all the free time you have to watching movies. It's practically an unwritten law. Films guide us. Films are filled with every important life lesson there is.
Is that so?
For example, They Live, 1988, directed by John Carpenter. That film taught us a valuable lesson. Always put on your sunglasses before a fight.
You know, you've got a point. Movies teach us about everything we need to know. I learned about the right way to eat frozen pizza from Cobra. It's one of Stallone's best films. Before that, I wouldn't be caught dead trying to eat frozen pizza. I thought it wasn't fit for human consumption. But that film changed my life.
Simon, that has nothing to do with the film. You're just talking about pizza.
Okay, eigentlich wollte ich mich nicht reinschneiden, zumindest war so der Plan, aber ist auch nicht so wichtig. Filme lehren uns alles, was wir brauchen, würde ich nicht mehr unbedingt sagen. Also es kommt drauf an, welche Filme man guckt, und die meisten sind halt, also was heißt die meisten, aber ich glaube, das, was größtenteils konsumiert wird, nehme ich jetzt mal an, vielleicht Halbwissen, ist dann doch nicht so krass lehrreich, wie man vielleicht denkt oder meinen würde, oder wie er da meint. Ich denke aber, zum Anregen bei gewissen Sachen ist das schon ganz gut. Aber richtig beibringen, weiß ich jetzt eher nicht. Aber gut, das wollte ich bloß mal jetzt so nebenbei reinwerfen.
Do you like fresh vegetable juice?
Why would you think that?
There's a juicer in your sink that hasn't been washed yet. And do I smell the faint fragrance of baked beans? You didn't use much salt, did you?
What are you implying?
You just told me that you find impending death to be intriguing. That confused me. When I look around your room, all I can see are the many ways in which you're resisting death. Poly-MVA treatment, highly concentrated vitamin C IVs, fresh vegetable juice, vegetable protein without salt, gallons of vitamin D milk for fat and calcium.
The ambivalence, yes.
What?
Two contradictory emotions, mixing, coexisting together. An adult, mature mind is never satisfied with only one response. It's common sense. Isn't that right, my fairy?
Mr. Morgan, I found several spots in this room that look strangely clean. Did you tidy up a bit because you knew we were coming?
Those are sanctuaries. They've existed from the start.
Sanctuaries.
That's right. Sacred places. Hovels for pure souls, if you will.
Were there originally objects in those hovels? Something you didn't want us to see?
The soul's still there. We haven't touched a thing. But we know you can't see anything. Hey, Simon, don't touch the sanctuary.
Sorry.
That's a sanctuary. Don't ever touch it again. You've been watching us for 4.5 years, and you couldn't even figure that much out?
My bad. It's my first time actually coming inside, you know.
You're earning far more than you deserve, then. What were you doing all day in that black Suburban? We thought wiretapping was your specialty. Don't tell me. Crossword puzzles. What do you think, my fairy? 4.5 years. All that time, and what does he have to show for it?
Crossword puzzles? No way. Come on, I thought you knew. I'm a Sudoku guy.
Agent Jones.
Oh, right.
He's completely taken control of the conversation. At this rate, we'll never get anywhere. I need to press him some more.
Ja, ich würde mich ja schon ganz gerne ein bisschen mehr umgucken, aber irgendwie... Ich darf ja nicht. Und ich hätte doch gerne gewusst, was er da anrühren wollte, weil er war ja gerade an seiner Tasche dran. Das macht er jetzt schon wieder und das scheint ihn irgendwie böse zu machen. Es ist... Ich würde mir halt auch wünschen, wenn man wenigstens so einen kleinen... Bloß so einen ganz kleinen... kriegt, was da jetzt zum Beispiel stand. Wo er gesagt hatte, so nur sie... Also steht alles da, nur sie könnte das da halt nicht sehen, was da halt steht. Oder sie vorhin auch auf ihrem Schoß und so. Das... Tycho ist das doch. Okay, was kramt denn du da?
Agent Jones.
Ja, er kramt da halt. Weil besonders, ganz ehrlich, die Milch ist mir aber vorher nicht aufgefallen. Deswegen, ich gucke jetzt gerade mal ein bisschen rum, aber außer das Lineal da in dem Glas ist ein bisschen auffällig, aber ansonsten weiß ich nicht.
The briefcase isn't even that big. How long does he intend to keep that up?
Ich hätte erst irgendwas mit Brief... Egal.
Does he have pizza menus stuffed inside there or something?
Ja, das kann auch... Das wahrscheinlich. Übrigens, gefrorene... Also ich habe den Film, den er gesagt hat, nie geguckt, aber gefrorene Pizza kann man bestimmt essen und man wird sie wahrscheinlich auch vertragen. Es ist zwar arschkalt und man kann sie kaum beißen, aber rein geschmacklich ist das doch eklig. Okay, was hat er denn?
Agent Jones, did you find the files? Mr. Morgan, do you recognize these files?
Whoa! Ow!
We told you. That's a sanctuary.
Let him go! Assaulting an FBI agent is an obstruction of
told you.
justice.
We told you. Go. Ah! Stay back. Stay back. Sanctuary. Down. Surrounded. Ah! 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 Yeah.
Mr. Morgan? I cut my finger with that can opener this morning. I thought I stopped the bleeding, but it seeped through. How could I be so stupid? Everything should be fine now. I'm sorry for being so careless. I made sure to read through your file and learn about your condition. The color red. Such an unusual thing to fear. Please, accept my deepest apologies.
I'm sorry too, Morgan. I don't know what I was thinking. I'll never touch one of your sanctuaries ever again. And no more red, either.
Don't ever touch one again. I told them not to. Why would they do that? Make them go away. Sanctuaries. Don't touch.
Now, may we return to our discussion?
Don't worry. I won't let them touch it again. I'll keep them away from us.
Strangely enough, this man has a fear of the color red. And I believe that fear is connected to the Greenville case.
Also ich hätte es ja verstanden, wenn er irgendwas sagt, hier seine, was hat er gesagt? Sanctuaries. Habe ich das Wort schon wieder vergessen, das Deutsche dafür. Wenn das was ist, was ihm gehört und in seiner Wohnung ist. Aber Simon hat doch bloß in seiner eigenen Tasche Raum gekramt, um die Akte rauszuholen. Warum tut er das jetzt als seins? Das verstehe ich irgendwo nicht. Und ja, mit der Farbe Rot, dass mir noch eingefallen, okay, sie hat ja gesagt, dass sie sich geschnitten hat, ist jetzt doof gelaufen. Aber ich darf mir anscheinend umgucken. Auffällig saubere Stelle. Warum durfte ich das vorher nicht machen? Okay, ich werde es mal wirklich wieder machen, weil ich glaube, hier geht es dann vielleicht endlich mal dann mit seiner Story soweit weiter. Ja, dass ich mir soweit alles angucke. Ich habe ein bisschen Angst, wenn ich Ansehen drücke, dass es dann schon weitergeht, aber ich glaube eher nicht, ne?
Files on the serial killings that shocked Washington State in 2010. Officially titled the Greenville case. I never thought I'd take out files from a case I first heard about on the news.
Greenville kommt mir aber bekannt vor von Autopsie. Aber frag mich jetzt nicht, welcher Fall das wirklich war. Kann gut sein, dass sie einen realen Fall aufgreifen, weil Dame haben sie ja auch schon aufgegriffen, hat der nie im Leben was mit zu tun gehabt, aber nur mal so am Rande. Auffällig saubere Stelle. Ja.
Here's another empty space.
Ist alles dreieckig, ne?
What does the word sanctuary really mean to
Zuflucht.
him? Hovels for pure souls.
Aber wir können es halt nicht sehen, das ist halt das Problem. Oder können wir da... Wir können es auch damit nicht sehen, deswegen, also irgendwie, ich hoffe, die Option wird irgendwann noch mal sinnvoll, weil so jetzt bringt das gar nichts. Also ich hätte es ja verstanden, hätte mir das was gebracht, von wegen, ja, ich drücke da drauf und dann sehe ich was ich so im Normalen jetzt nicht sehen kann und dann ploppt auch so ein Ausrufezeichen da auf, aber war ja bisher noch nie der Fall gewesen.
Soon after Agent Jones started monitoring him, he was ordered to go through Morgan's trash. But he didn't find anything.
Ach nee. Ich meine, das ist ein Schredder und daneben ist gleich ist ein Kamin, oder? Ja. Oder sieht irgendwie ein Schreibtisch aussieht, ist aber...
Morgan used this machine to cut up everything, from his mail to his supermarket receipts. Then he even went as far as taking out his trash in parts.
Was mir aber auffällt... Ich meine, ja, da verbrennt er das Zeug ja extra noch, also für seinen Charakter wahrscheinlich schlüssig, aber wo soll das hin? Da ist kein Rauchabzug, nichts. Nur mal so am Rande, ne?
This is a very large shredder. Is there something you don't want people finding out about?
Good question. But we never know when some curious civil servants may come and sift through our trash now, do we?
You're already retired. What are you so worried about?
It's just a simple habit. From back when we were still on duty. Didn't they bang that into your head when you were up in Quantico? Some habits are hard to break, no matter how hard you try.
Could you tell me what exactly the word sanctuary means to you?
Sanctuaries are sanctuaries. Nothing more and nothing less.
That doesn't explain anything.
Why do you wish to know?
Just curious.
Belle. You're a much ruder person than you initially seemed to be. Don't you agree, my fairy? What do our sanctuaries have to do with the investigation? If you're out of questions, then how about just going home?
Hey, mind if I jump in here?
What is it, Simon? We hope you've got a real question for us.
Well, actually, I'm also a little curious myself. No one's supposed to touch any sanctuary, right?
That's what we said.
What about you, though? You can't even touch them yourself? Are there any extenuating circumstances?
What are you getting at?
I mean, I doubt if any of this really matters, but if no one can touch the sanctuaries, then how do you clean them?
Mr. Morgan, I'd like to ask you some questions about this case now.
We don't want to remember that town.
I'm sorry, but there's no way around this. I remember hearing about this case on the news when I was still a student. A high school girl named Anna Graham was murdered and the FBI stepped in to take over the case. I also remember it becoming a sprawled investigation due to evidence found in the victim's throat. Is that correct? After that case, you went on sick leave for 2 years. And when you returned, you requested to be switched over to desk work. What happened?
That's a private matter. None of your business, Bill.
Were you traumatized? It's a common problem with prolific agents such as yourself. But there's another possibility that may make more sense. Perhaps you simply finished making preparations.
What are you getting at?
Thinking too much about something will always turn it into a problem. The Greenvale case. Don't you think it resembles the Luke Carre case?
Read the report. We have nothing else to say.
I just need one more push. One more thing that can summon up the past.
Lol, aber wenigstens... Wo nicht mehr war... Das ist ein Lineal, oder? Okay, ich schätze mal, hier Einzelheiten, das wird uns dann noch weiterbringen, aber... Jo. Aber wo er recht hatte, wenn er seine eigenen Sanctuaries nicht anfassen darf, von wegen das Sauberhalten, die einzigste mögliche Erklärung wäre, dass da wirklich halt was steht, was nur er sehen kann. Weiß ich ja nicht. Das Ding ist aber, er hat ja schon gesagt, ne? Genau wie die Fee. Obwohl, hat das bei den Zufluchten noch gesagt? Ich weiß es gar nicht. Aber das wird es halt erklären. So, ja gut, wir gehen mal wieder durch. Stinger, was mit, ja. Also, sie hat zwar gesagt, ein Schubser, aber ich kann mir vorstellen, dass es vielleicht auch noch 2, 3 Schubser gibt. Wir gucken mal.
Looks like another old antique.
Mhm.
He collects milk cartons but treats valuable antiques like trash. What's going on in his head?
Das weiß niemand so genau. Aber ich überlege gerade, Greenvale. Also war das der erste Fall? Also, dem am ersten Teil, war das oder war das was anderes? Deswegen bin ich mir jetzt nicht so ganz sicher. Weil da kann ich es verstehen, da haben wir die Geschichte erlebt, warum er sich da hat in den Indienst versetzen lassen.
A jar of honey with honeycomb inside it.
Okay, ich würde es jetzt auch nicht mehr als Lineal bezeichnen, aber es sieht so eine Honigwabe aus.
There's nothing strange about it, but it still gives me a weird feeling.
Mhm. Ja, okay, und hier ist eigentlich klar, ne?
A picture of a leaf. This isn't just a picture of any leaf. The belief in truth begins with the doubt of all truths in which one has previously believed. It's time to get down to business.
Ja, machen wir gleich. Aber erstmal, ich will ja trotzdem alles mitnehmen, ne? Irgendwas hatte ich noch, aber habe ich jetzt vergessen. Na gut, wir untersuchen es.
That's royal jelly.
Huh?
You were staring at the jar, weren't you? Do you find it strange that there's honeycomb inside? We wanted to harvest royal jelly in its most natural state. The queen's main food source, created from the worker bee's secretions. It's a perfect food, filled with power, meant to fuel the birth of the next queen. By absorbing it into our own bodies, we too can acquire that power. Incidentally, did you know that all the worker bees are female?
No.
Guess they didn't teach you that at Quantico. Male bees are only born to inseminate, and they're born from unfertilized eggs to boot. They have short lives and don't even get stingers. Sort of feels like a glimpse into the future of our society, wouldn't you agree? Women are gifted with the power to conceive, give birth, and nourish their children. But men are consumed with the job of providing women with the chance to do so. If women no longer had to rely on men for the seeds of life, they would soon cease to desire them, we believe. Be careful, Simon.
Huh? Of what?
Your bell's already stolen the reins from you.
The silver clock in that trash pile. Is that an H5?
That's right. John Harrison's 5th chronometer, completed in 1770. After many years, he completed it and presented it to the Board of Longitude in order to end their feud with him. That's only a replica, of course.
You like clocks?
Clocks are amazing. Prime fruit of the human race's intellect. We took the invisible idea of time and man.
Yeah, I love clocks too. Absolutely fascinating.
I disagree.
Oh? Why?
Time is valuable precisely because it can't be seen. Yet nowadays, people can't tell what time it is unless it's measured in numbers. Talk about idiocy. I don't mean to side with the Board of Longitude, but remember, humans used to cross oceans with the stars alone. We have our eyes to read moon charts and study the sky. We don't need clocks.
What if it's cloudy or storming?
All you need is courage and a love for adventure.
Hear that, my fairy? Courage and a love for adventure? Come on, Belle. Surely you know how many lives have been claimed by your pals' courage and adventure.
Hey, hold on a second here. That Board of Longitude thing, what the heck is that? I mean, I've heard of it before. I'm an FBI analyst, remember? I just sort of can't remember it right now. I know what it is, really. I'm telling the truth. Come on, Aaliyah, back me up here. Aaliyah?
Mr. Morgan, please look at this.
What did we just say? We don't want to remember Greenvale.
This isn't a photo from Greenvale. Look closely at it. Former Special Agent Francis Zach Morgan. This photograph predates Greenvale. It's from the Le Carre case you worked on in 2005.
Red tree. Red tree.
Yes, a red tree. Greenvale wasn't the first place you saw one of these. The Greenvale case and the Lise Clarkson murder case. They're connected by these red trees, aren't they?
Red trees. Both places. Growing. Roots. Seeds.
Answer me. What are these trees?
Red trees. Figured it out. Yeah.
I want the truth. Tell me everything you know.
The red trees. You really did your homework. Well done, Belle. You're good. Damn good.
Are you ready to talk now? I want to know what went down in Le Carre in 2005.
Fine. We'll tell you. We'll tell you what happened in that town. Yes. It was that red tree. That red tree ruined my life. It was a sultry summer day. The sun comes down hard on you in the south, like a torrential downpour of demonic whispers. It all started back in that sweltering summer. We still had our best friend with us back then. The other me. My better half.